What's happening, so fam? Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, press that little notification bell, okay? And let's get started. One of the things that has been coming through before we do this reading is there is so much death energy out there. Like, it's super, super intense, and you can really, really feel it. So one of the things that I really want you to understand is that this death energy that's everywhere around us right now can be used in a very positive sense, especially if you're allowing your mind and like your consciousness to kind of evolve, and just change its way of thinking and operating and behaving the way that it's always been, okay? Now that can come in a bunch of different ways, in a bunch of different fashions, but it's important to know that right now, it doesn't matter whatever's happening to you, whether you're feeling ill or you're kind of like, reevaluating friendships, or you are questioning your own reality, your job, what to do next. You may feel like you're kind of coasting in the middle right now. This is all because of this death energy that's happening right now. It's forcing a lot of us to sit down and think about our choices, where we're going with our realities, and a lot more. So it's one of the first things I really want to share with you, to embrace the death energy. It might be giving you a little bit of fear. It might be causing a lot of confusion in a lot of different areas of your life. Remember, you are only as involved with any vibration as you choose to be. There is no positive, there is no negative. There is only the understanding of the present moment. Okay. Lately, I have not been channeling too much of the guides, as I have just kind of been on my own, doing my own thing. Every once in a while, I stop channeling in general, other than when I'm doing it for YouTube and Patreon. Just because it's good to find your own answers and be okay with finding the answers on your own. So today's reading is kind of like in the middle, and it's like all over the place. I'm just going to read intuitively because I'm not really being guided to give you any particular answer. So let's go ahead and look at this. Oh, so a blank card here. This is basically a fate card. It's basically telling you that right now there's so much heavy magic in our present reality that you need to be very focused on what it is that you want to create, and you have to be more attentive to where you're putting your energy. This card right here is very, very, very indicative of someone who has learned the way of manifesting. Even if you don't believe that you're capable of manifesting like at a pro level, your consciousness has somehow comprehended that information. So because of that, now reality is bending around you more quickly than it normally would, okay? So you kind of have to start asking yourself, who are you? You need to know yourself to be able to really manipulate this energy to its maximum. A lot of people get into this vibration of like wanting to learn how to use the law of attraction, but then they don't understand what it's like to actually be the law of attraction. And a lot of us are now we are the law of attraction. We're beyond that. And with that comes complete and total knowing. You have to know who you are for the creations to take pure form in the direction that you want them to. It's not about focusing on what particular manifestation you're creating. It's about how you know that part of that manifestation is yours, okay? And it's a part of you because it's just an extension of you, right? Then we have the Queen of Rider, which is basically showing us bounty and getting treasures and stuff like that. That's the secret. Again, basically I'm a little bit ahead of my cards, but that's the secret to this unlocking more treasures and more beauty. You need to be able to learn how to surf the waves of reality. There are waves that are happening around you. You're not on the waves surfing. The waves are all formulating around you. So when you understand how to surf the waves, basically feel the curvature of reality, you can then bend reality to give you the things that you're looking for. Now, this is a little bit advanced, and if you don't understand what I'm saying to you right now, it's okay. Your subconscious is awakening to the messages that I'm giving you right now, and they will be apparent to you in just a short amount of time. We're going to look into soul cards. Right now we have Abaddon. So it's basically the Lord of the Abyss. There is a bit of pestilence and corruption, a bit of malice right now happening around us in the world. That's the cards talking. That's not me, right? In a lot of different areas of life, we're starting to see like there is a pestilence. There is something, a worldwide pandemic that's going on. That's a pestilence, right? There is corruption in many different areas of reality, and there's this huge potential of malice that's just taking over everything, right? Or it seems like it's taking over everything. But is it really taking over everything? Because it's not the full extent of infinity, okay? You have to start changing your thought forms so that this particular element, which also shows death, because pestilence brings death, malice brings death, corruption brings death. This is a lot of black energy right now that's happening in reality. And that's also like that vibration of the divine feminine. The divine feminine has like a darker black energy, but it's when the divine masculine refuses to surrender to the divine feminine that the black energy gets corrupted and it starts turning into like hate, malice, death, stagnation, right? Remember that death is always transformation. There is a lot of death energy right now which you could use to transform, okay? And if you allow yourself to see, oh, death is just a form of transformation, you will grow in ways that you never expected to grow. Right now is one of those times where, like, if you want to get into Agora shamanism, this is the best time to get into Agora shamanism because it's very much so in alignment with the state of the world and what's happening right now. But again, if people are like, what are we supposed to be doing? You know, like, in one of my most recent channelings, someone asked, like, how do we heal the world? And, like, the answer that the guide, Jeremiah, the angel of strength, severity, and like the final like judgment, was stating that like there is nothing to heal. Like this event is always going to exist no matter what you do, right? It's a matter of your consciousness changing from wanting to witness that reality in which you don't want to be a part of anymore. If you change your consciousness from that angle to another, then that's going to allow you to exist in a totally different reality, right? One beyond these elements that we're speaking about right here with Abaddon, okay? So we are in the abyss right now. You have to learn how to use your consciousness to come out on top and be who you want to be, who you feel like you're deserving of being. Then we have Ramiel, the Lord of Visions, or the Angel of Visions. You might have lately started noticing that you have more psychic abilities, that you feel more like intuitive, that there's, I don't know, like you just know things, right? And you're also maybe really relaxed. Like, you know, like things are not exactly the way they're supposed to be, but you're not stressing out about it. Maybe you're feeling that way, right? If you're not feeling that way, you would be feeling an opposite spectrum of like, oh my God, things are crumbling. I'm in fear. What am I going to do next? How am I going to get to the next level? There are two different perceptions, again, to see this abyss that's forming itself, okay? The visions and the psychic things that are coming through, all of us are psychic. All of us are getting the same answers. You just have to choose to listen. For some of you, you've been getting this answer of like, you need to trust the universe. You need to relax. You need to stop being negative. You need to let go of the old. You need to let go of the past. And you haven't been listening. So things have been getting harder for you, right? Or they seem to be getting harder. For some of you, you've been listening to this and been saying, okay, I'm just going to be what I am. I'm going to accept my nature. I'm going to be what I am, and I'm not going to change who I am unless I feel like it's holding me back. And you start embracing that vibration, and you've been noticing that you become more psychic. It's because you're tuning into your soul if you're taking the second route. If you're fighting it, you're going to notice you get more into the 3D, All right. So it's very, very important that you do not surrender into these vibrations that we're talking about right now. There's nothing wrong with the state of how things are happening right now. And I know that that sounds really crazy, but from a non-dualistic, neutral point of view, this has to happen. Certain people have to experience this reality. Some people have to experience a totally alternate reality. But we can choose what reality we're going to step into, and we have to learn how to embrace the things that have been holding us back. Right now, one of the best techniques you can be doing while doing this, while we go through this event horizon, is sitting in your fear, sitting in your loneliness, sitting in whatever it is that makes you not feel empowered, and then taking away the power from that thing so that you can go ahead and be like, okay, it no longer holds any force or anything around me, okay? The Four of Wands, fulfillment, all right? This is another vibration that a lot of people are trying to seek. Like, are you looking for fulfillment in the material, or are you looking for fulfillment in the spiritual, in your higher senses, and who you really are in a cosmic scale, okay? That is where the visions are going to open up, and that's where the release of these vibrations are going to come. That's where you are fated to actually be, to pull out the maximum vibration of your blessings, okay? There's a lot of different things that are going on right now, and no matter what happens, the mad prophet, the keeper of whispers, madness, forbidden knowledge, and curiosity. This part of what's happening in the world right now is because people are still trying to discover themselves. Like, you're going to notice there's a lot of division in the spiritual realm. You're going to notice that there's a lot of division in the physical realm. You're going to notice that there's a lot of division in places where you used to find unity. And it all comes back to there's this chaotic energy that's everywhere. And people are trying to figure out which way to go, okay? So people are awakening to what seems to be like a forbidden knowledge, and they don't know what to do with that knowledge. And it's driving people not only in the sense of like feeling like victims, but also feeling angry and restless, and also sensing that there's been something at large that they haven't been able to see for a while that's been taking advantage of them as well. So there's a lot of these vibrations of like, you can't really avoid what's going on right now. All you can do is change your perception on what's happening, and that's the key to like hacking reality with everything that's going on right now. Matriel, the angel of rain, or the angel of tears. This is another card that's come out for a while. Like, right now, people are purging their sorrows. Like, the collective consciousness is purging their sorrows. People are purging like their limitations. People are purging this hatred that's going on, okay? And it's happening on many different levels. Like, for an individual, it could be like you're letting go of the things that you thought you needed or you wanted, or the things that you felt like you had to be fighting for. Like, your whole priorities are changing. For other people, they feel like, oh my god, there's been material, worldly things that have been oppressing them, and now they're like, things are changing. It depends on your vibration, you know what I mean? If you're going to be focusing on 3D things, that's where the limit of your psychic abilities, your spiritual abilities are going to be capped to. If you're choosing to recognize, okay, there's spiritual things that are happening that are making physical events like take place, whether it's at a global scale, a personal scale, whatever, there's a spiritual event that's actually making the material move. That's when you really start understanding like a different level of vibration, and you see different layers of reality, and you can take that further and further and further. So you have to be asking yourself, are you focusing on the things that are happening materially in the world, or are you focusing on things that are spiritual in nature and then orchestrating the rest of the world? Because if you're looking at the spiritual, then you should know that now more than ever, your consciousness on letting go of who you thought you were supposed to be is in full effect. And like, if you go with it, you'll find something that is undescribable. And again, like, I've shared this in other podcasts, but like where I'm at and a lot of other people, like, I had this powwow with a couple of my friends the other day, and they're all at the same place. It's like no one's judging anyone for doing what they're doing. Everyone's just existing. Like, you have to honor your vibration. You have to honor who you are. You need to honor like what reality you want to exist in, and honor everyone else who wants to cooperate with that or doesn't want to cooperate with that. Like, if you guys are not co-creating, that's okay. Let the person create what they want to create as you create your own, right? And sometimes like you create separately and you'll come back and you'll create in a unison fashion. But right now you need to be okay being a lonely bird. You need to be okay exploring yourself. You need to be okay saying no. You need to be okay expressing your truth. You need to be okay with other people doing the same thing. Like, you need to be okay and accepting that the world is in this weird wave of events, and all you can do is focus on yourself. You have to accept that. If you can do that, then you're falling away from judgment and you're finding neutrality. And when you do that, you can actually start seeing reality for what it's worth. The next card that comes out is the Prince of Cups. So the Prince of Cups basically reminds you to share this knowledge that you have, but to also enjoy the times when you are by yourself at home, relaxing. Okay, if you feel like you've been driving yourself crazy at home, pick up a new habit. Like, do some mantras, do some energy work, like try to finally channel. Stop watching Netflix. Like, stop doing all these things that aren't making you get to the next level, because that's part of the issue right now. Like, you are the creator of your own reality. If you're stagnant, then that's what it is. If you want to be someone new, right now is the time to be that person. Like, if you're afraid, you've been wanting to open up a business for a very long time, change your business, quit your job. Like, okay, there's a lot of different events that are going on, but take action now, okay? Like, if you're at home already and you've been wanting to open up your business, right now is the moment that you should be doing it. Don't wait till when things get better, whatever. Start doing something now. That's what's going to really help you open up the doorways to the real you. At the bottom, we have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles telling you that this is the vibration that's coming in that's going to bring you a lot of abundance and peace. We have Ramiel, which is the Angel of Memory. Right now, people are having a lot of visions and they're mourning like an old memory. A lot of you have been maybe thinking a lot about Atlantis lately, or other star civilizations that have fallen. A lot of people are feeling a lot of Atlantis vibes most recently. And if you've been feeling that, it's because what's happening right now in the world is the same thing that happened in Atlantis on the final days, months, years that Atlantis was sticking around and it was going to sink. Like, very, very similar events are happening, and people are being triggered to remember these events, and people have a sense of like, they don't know why they feel about like certain ways about certain things, but they just know inherently that they have to go ahead and react in a certain fashion because they've lived that way. Okay, so one of the things that we really have to pay attention with, like the madness and the pestilence that's going on, is the mother of the homestead, the matriarch. There's a lot of rejection, but opportunities and consequences that are balancing themselves out. This is also the vibration of the High Priestess that's been showing up for a lot of people lately. The High Priestess balancing positive and negative, okay? Like, there's a lot of opportunities, but you have to also recognize that wherever you're being rejected, particularly, is not the place you're supposed to be going in, okay? If you feel like there's a lot of consequences to be dealt with and doing something like, whatever it is, like being at a job, having a specific friendship, like whatever, if there's too many consequences that come with that and you don't like the consequences, do something about it, right? If you see opportunities forming in front of you, don't wait for them. Take advantage of them, okay? Because right now we are recreating our own personal universe, our homestead, our center of like pure potential and creation. Finally, we have the Lovers on this card. And basically, the Lovers has to do with like finding love, finding unity, marriage. They're basically at a wedding, okay? So with everything that this is saying is like you're literally architecting your own reality. If you're not willing to look at that, then that's okay. Last week's reading was really powerful. It had a lot of information that is going to really play into this. So if you missed last week's reading, you might want to look into that and then compare the notes that are happening with this. That's why the reading today is a little bit different than, again, most of my other readings, just for the sheer fact that there's a vibration that we're all surfing. Like, you can't avoid the vibration. Usually there's a lot of like options and movements in the readings that we do, but not here, not at least this week. We need to understand that there's this flow that's happening, this perpetual movement that needs to be recognized and just accepted and gone with. Doing anything other than that is gonna like bring us a lack of success, but we also have to understand that this is an opportunity that can bring us a lot of success. There are going to be hiccups and problems across the way as we do what we are doing right now, changing the world, changing our own reality. The hiccups can be large or small, but you can't let that stop you from shining your light and following your intuition, going towards what you know is your chosen divine direction. Right now there is a lot of ice, like the feeling of stagnation and things that are going on, and that's okay. It's not about saving the rest of the world. It's not doing a lot of other things that don't pertain to you. That is the gift that is being given to you at this moment, to mourn, contemplate, and recreate yourself during this time. There's a lot of traveling that's going to be happening, a lot of movement, a lot of relocation, a lot of changes that have yet to come. So, again, this is literally fate. So I love when we do readings like that, and then, like, you know, we started off with fate and then we ended up with fate. So there's really nothing we can do about what's happening right now in the world. You can only focus on yourself. Some people are not going to really resonate with that message, and that's okay. Like, I deliver it real. Like, right now, you can't focus on anything. Like, it doesn't matter what it is that's going on in your life. Like, you got to be real with people. You got to live your truth, no matter how difficult that truth is. And then just keep moving forward. Do as much as you can for yourself, for the people you care about, without sacrificing yourself. Because that's another thing. Like, sometimes we have people we care about and we sacrifice ourselves to help those people, and that's not really helpful for the long haul, right? So sometimes you have to recalibrate how much energy you have to apply to a specific individual or a specific subject matter, or whether or not, like, it's the time right now to apply energy to that. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta allow everything to go through its own, like, vibration, let it grow organically, while you're honoring your own vibration of growing organically, okay? If you want to fight this because you don't like the vibration that's being delivered to you right now, which is just like, you know, you just gotta chill, do it. I mean, more power to you. You are a divine creator. You can totally do whatever you want. But remember what they're telling you. Like, it's gonna make it harder for you altogether. I'm being told to cut this in half. Yeah, somewhere around here. You need a lot of strength right now to make this happen, okay? So just have this good vibe and everything's going to be okay. Just strength for yourself, strength for the people you care about, strength for your community. One of the things that I've also been doing lately is kind of like making people see more groundedly too. This is the last thing I want to share with you. I've had people lately be like, oh my God, like, you know, you must not deal with a lot of the earthly things that are going on in this planet, like, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, my mind is in a different place, but I still deal with, like, failure. I still deal with days of exhaustion. I still deal with sickness, right? And I've been really forcing people to look at, like, it doesn't matter who it is, like me, another teacher, you know, your mom that you look up to. Who cares what their opinion of your reality means? Like, it's your reality. At the end of the day, my opinion of anyone in this temple, on my channel, whatever, doesn't matter. I'm not living your reality. Just like your opinion of me does not matter, because I'm the one that's living my reality. And that's one of the things that lately I've been really realizing, especially if you're a healer, you might be seeing this as well, where like your clients are trying to hang on you for their support and their evolution. And that's not something that is healthy for you if you truly honor your vibration. And that can be clients, that can be friends, that can be like acquaintances, that can be just random strangers. You need to be empowering people to find their vibration and answer their own questions. You got to do that by leading by example, and you need to also do that by pointing them in the right direction while also knowing how much you can give at that time, right? So it's one of those things that it's really important for you to pay attention to, especially because I've gotten people being like, I don't want to let you down. I don't want to this. I don't want to, like, don't worry about, letting me down. Don't let yourself down. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing. Like, who cares what other thing is going to be happening other than what's happening with you? And some people see that as like the path of self-fulfillment, right? Which you need to have self-love again to be able to give love outward, because when you find your answers and you're empowered, you can give that to other people like very easily. So this is kind of like my way of sharing that with you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and follow us on TikTok, Instagram. I'll catch you later.